warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this video, we are going to look at how to find values of an expression by substitution. When you look at this first example, it says 4 times x plus 2. What is the value of the expression if x is equal to 3? What this means is that a number multiplied by 4 added to 2. The product of a number and 4 plus 2, or the product of a number and 4 added to 2. So what do we do here is that we have been given that the value of x is equal to 3. So wherever we see x, we just put a 3 there and find our answer. So it's going to be 4 times the x, and then the x, this is the 3, we put it in place of that, and then we add it to 8 to get our answer. So 4 times 3 is 12 plus 2, which is 14. So the value of our expression is therefore 14. Let's look at this. 16 minus c, 16 minus c minus 3, if c is equal to 4. And how do we read this in words? It is the quotient of 16 and a number minus 3, or the quotient of 16 and a number 3 subtracted from the quotient of 16 and a number. Okay, so to find this, we just have to write our 16 divided by, the c is 4, minus 3. And we should know that whenever we have two different sides, we should have to go by what is called the board mass. Brackets of, which means times, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So we have to look at the bracket first. There is no brackets, we have to look at the of. If there is no of, we have to look at the division. So we have to do the division first before the subtraction, addition, or multiplication. Good. So we have to divide these numbers here, and then when we divide them, we get 4. 4 minus 1, which is 4 minus 3 is 1. Okay. Now it is a plus 4 times c minus q. The value of a is 8, the value of c is 2, the value of q is 3. So we have to just substitute in the values and find the value of the expression. So a is 8, I have to put it there, plus 4 times the c is 2, and then minus the q is 3. So what do I have to do first? Board must say brackets. There is no bracket of, there is no of, division, there is no division, multiplication, there is multiplication. So I have to do this first. So if I do my multiplication first, what comes? Addition comes before subtraction. So I have to therefore multiply and get my 8 minus 3, and then I have to come to addition. I have to add first. So when I add, I get 16 minus 3, which is equal to 13 to be my answer. Alright, we're going to look at the terms in an expression, and this book is Platinum Grade 6 Mathematics. Platinum Grade 7 Mathematics, page 161. In an expression, we have what is called a constant, we have what is called a variable, and we have what is called the coefficient. So in this expression that we see here, the number that stands on its own is what we call the constant, and the number attached to the variable, we call the letters of the alphabet. In mathematics, we call them variables. So the letter that attached to the variable, the number attached to the variable, is called the coefficient, and that those letters of the alphabet is called the variables. So the number of terms, the only sign that separates one term from another is the plus or the minus sign. So in this term here, if we are to count the number of terms, we have 2 terms. Okay, and this is what we mean by expression. If we have a letter and a variable, it is called an expression. Okay, so we can have the number of terms in an expression by counting the terms, and what will help us to do that is we have to just see the plus and the minus sign, the terms on the other side of the plus or the minus sign. So when you look at this number here, we have 1, 2, 3, so we have 3 terms. We have 1, 2, 3, we have 3 terms. When you look at this one here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we have 6 terms. And to identify the constant, the coefficient, and the variable, this is how we do it. We have learned that the letter of the alphabet is the variable, the number on its own is the constant, and the number attached to the variable is the constant. So the first one here, the first example, our coefficient is this number 3. The 3 is our coefficient. And the A is our variable, and the 2 is our constant. But when a letter has a sign in front of it, that sign belongs to that what you call the letter. So our constant is equals to -2. So -2 is our constant. In this example, we have the 4 is the coefficient. The 4 is the coefficient. The y is the variable. And the 8 is the constant term. In the last example, the 7 is the constant because it's a number on its own. The 3 is the coefficient. And the x is the variable. That is how to determine the constants, the coefficients, and the variable. And you can be given an expression to find the constant term or to find the coefficients or to find the variable. And also you can be given in the words and in a word to find a constant term in the words. You write it in a mathematical language and you find a constant term. Like if I say 5 added to a certain number, what is the constant term in this expression? First, you have to write it in mathematical language. I said 5, or let me say 5 added to a certain number. 5 added to a certain number. What is the constant term here? I have to say 5 added plus to a certain number, which I do not know, so I can use anything to represent that number. So what is my constant term? The constant term is 5, because 5 is the number on its own, and the variable is x. The coefficient is 1. There is no number, that is a silent one. So x. I would like you to try your hands on this for me. Again, this is grade 7 mathematics, page 162. In each of the following expression, identify the coefficient, variable, and the constant term. You have to do question 1 up to question 3. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.